Have you not heard White Horse?
You heard White Horse?
I don't think
It's
I have.
really good. You'd love it. She loves Chris.
If you want a cowboy,
sing
right
it.
on
Yes.
the horse.
I haven't
That
heard
song's so
this
good.
one.
Into the
Sunset,
sunset.
that's the kind of love you want
It's
to wait
good.
for.
Yeah.
I love that song. It's a good song.
Outlaw country is what I like to call it.
Outlaw country is my vibe.
Outlaw country.
You're a vibe.
I'm serious. I love outlaw country.
Yo, you are a vibe.
I would just like to say, I knew you two were going to love each other.
I love her.
Are
That's
we
why-
rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh,
yeah.
yay.
This is why
Love
I
you,
was like, we have to get Gashi on the pod because
Oh,
A,
man.
he's such a vibe just in general. And I
Love
just
you.
knew. I knew you two were going to get
Oh,
along.
I love that.
Like when he walked in, like I was stopped in my tracks. I'm like, what is happening? Because I am literally obsessed and
I
here
love
for
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Your vibe is my everything.
You're the
Like I love the tats. I love the fit.
Thank you. Double RL.
The hat.
Oh, this is me.
Because I love a good trucker hat.
Yeah.
But I also love a good cowboy
You do.
hat.
Yes, I got to get you one.
I
Yeah,
feel like
she
that's
needs
the
one.
best of both.
Oh, thank you.
It
You
is-
know,
it's good.
I had to like figure out to mix all my worlds together. Like being a Brooklyn guy
Yeah.
and then like, yo, you can't just wear a cowboy hat. Like you need to add something to it. So it's like the Yankee logo.
Yep.
I started the Yankee logo. I also got it on my chain. I gave Brandi one. And now she wants a hat. And
I need it.
thank you. I'm gonna get you guys a hat and whatever team you want in front. The mission and goal is when I go on tour for the Brooklyn Cowboy to have a certain amount of Brooklyn Cowboy hats in each store where if you go buy the hat, I'll sign it and you'll have a ticket to the show.
Oh, sick.
So that's how it would be. That's
The
how
golden ticket.
the golden
I
ticket.
love
You know what? Honestly, being in this business and like I've just been hearing that so much. It's about finding the golden ticket for the fans. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's just so smart. And I feel like if you really want to get yourself out there, you really need to do things like this now.
Okay, hold on one second
Oh.
because we just jumped in.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I just officially introduce Gashi to the stoners?
Yes.
Guys, this is my friend Gashi. I'm going to say we're friends, even though we've only hung out once.
We are friends because I actually like follow you heavy
Yeah, same.
and I
So-
watch all your
He's
moves.
so sweet. Okay, we
Yeah.
met almost a year ago. It's so crazy.
Coachella.
At Stagecoach. Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
But I was there from Coachella. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
It all runs together.
Yeah.
We were at Stagecoach
Yeah.
and you and Alicia came to meet me. And it's funny because I was meeting with Alicia, who's another friend of ours.
Yeah.
And she was like, can I just bring along a friend of mine that I think you'll vibe with?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, why not? You know? So she brought you along and we just all kicked it and had the best time. And you were telling me then that you were going to put out a new record and that you were going country.
Yes.
But like your own version of country.
Yes.
Which is so cool because I love country music,
Mhm.
but I'm not like country either. You know what I mean? Like I feel like what I like to do is my own version of it too.
Yeah.
So I just knew we were going to vibe. And here we are almost a year later. I just had to have you on the podcast.
I am so thankful and grateful to be here.
Me too.
I love you. Thank you.
Because also he's been playing me music.
It's good.
I mean, I feel like we're similar people.
Yeah.
Very similar people.
Well, your energy
Yeah.
is very like Libra, Gemini, Taurus energy.
Taurus.
Yeah. I knew
Yeah.
you were a Taurus.
I'm a Taurus. And like we talk about this on the pod. I'm not big on charts and stuff, but my other top 3 are Cancer.
Okay.
My other
Which
top
we need to
three.
get rid of that name completely.
Yeah.
Right?
I hate that name.
I
It's
hate
terrible.
it too. They need
Wait,
to
what
change
are
that.
you?
that.
What's your
'Cause
sign?
I'm a Libra.
You are a Libra. That's
October
I love a
4th.
Libra. Yeah.
What are you?
Gemini.
Gemini, the best.
Yeah.
So Geminis and Tauruses are my favorite. They always end up being my best friends. And I thought I was going to get married to a Taurus
Oh.
2 years ago.
Wow.
I ended up dating like the biggest star in the world. I thought my whole life was going to be complete. And
Do we know who that is?
oh, yeah, no one knows because I just didn't want, I
Okay,
didn't want to talk
you don't
about
have to
it.
tell us.
No, it's cool. This is the first time me talking about it too.
Okay, so who was it?
I'm like trying to talk about everything on here.
You know what?
Because it's important.
You know what? Let me turn this like, because
She's gonna ignore
you
me.
don't
and
even
so-
understand how like this is my favorite thing about this podcast.
Yeah.
Is because honestly, when you feel like either less alone or that somebody's actually gone through something you've been through, it really does. Like, I never want somebody to be miserable like I've been, but it also is like, oh, wow. So you survived this, so can I. It's
Yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah.
So I just love talking about relationships.
No, cool. I mean, the thing is with me is like, I love love,
So
right?
does she.
I say it almost every podcast.
Yeah, I love love. Well, I haven't seen it.
I
and
love
I
love.
I love love though. But you're a Taurus.
Yeah.
Like we're all three of us are very similar, But I love love, and it might make me soft, but I'm like a very vulnerable person, and I learned to be that way. A lot of people don't know me. Like, I was born in Africa. I was born in Libya, and my parents are both from Kosovo, the same town as Dua Lipa, and like.
Oh, wow.
And I was a refugee when the war happened. So my parents went to Tripoli and I was born there. I was born in like a project building. And I was a mistake. It was supposed to happen.
So
And
was I.
So was I.
all
three.
of us. But it was it's like, when you make a mistake texting and then you write the correct word and you put a shift 8 star on top.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like we're stars, We're the
Totally.
mistake.
That.
We're the mistakes,
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was blessed enough, and I busted my ass because I didn't have a roof over my head until I was about 16 years old, because I was homeless in my family for a very long time, and I came to Brooklyn and we lived in shelters, and my dad would clean buildings, and I was a garbage man. And this is long story short,
That's okay. I'm loving.
I was a blessing for my family because I ended up being a garbage man working, and then I ended up signing to Jay-Z and signing to RCA Records for a lot of money. And I was able to move my parents into their first home, which changed their lives forever. And majority of my life, I feel like I didn't have love. I was raised on struggle and survival. And I feel like now I'm looking for love in any person. But at the same time, I'm learning to, one thing I used to do that was terrible is as soon as something wasn't right, I would leave and I would cut the ties. And I realized the reason why I was like that was because of the way my parents traveled. So I'd be in Germany for like a month, then I'd be in Paris, and then I'd be in London, and I'd meet best friends, and then they're not my best friends because I'd be moving and not telling them that I'm leaving, because we'd be like, oh, we have to leave. We have to find a way to America,
Yep.
So you realize your childhood kind of shapes you into the person you are.
Totally.
And now I'm trying to change the way my mom and dad are. I see my father, a lot of the things I don't like about my dad. My parents mean everything to me, by the way. Like, I love them.
And
They're
you know
tattooed
what?
on me.
I think it's also, this is really good because I think you can love them so much,
Yeah.
but also as you get older, go, okay, they're also human.
Yeah.
And yes, all these things happen that may have affected me in a not good and a negative way, but it doesn't make you love them any less.
Oh, hell no.
But
I still remember the day I realized my parents weren't heroes.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, they're human. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh, shit. Like, they're not.
Yeah.
I was like, my parents are like me. And it was it was both when their parents died, the way they dropped down and cried. And I was like, oh, shit, they cried.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, man, I got here and I want love. So I always look for love. And I realized that I've been sober for 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been sober for 11 years. And I even turned down $1 million in 2022 to do a tequila thing. I did it for a month and I hated the way it made me feel because I was faking it. And I was like, I can't do this. It felt so unauthentic. And I was like, take the money. I'm fine. I don't want to do it. But I've been sober and I'm living life different. And I'm realizing so much about myself and I'm learning so much. But a lot of things I didn't get a chance to do as a kid, I'm doing now, but I got it out the way. But what happens is when you go sober, you replace the vices with other shit. I replaced it with food and I replaced it with sleeping a lot. Well, not sleeping, but like actually sleeping with people. And it became terrible because I would be like having sex all the time. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Slow the fuck down. I felt like my energy was being given. And then after a while, I was like, If I'm going to find love, I'm not going to sleep with that person for like 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
I'm just going to take them out. We're going to kiss. We're going to cuddle. But I'm not going to sleep with them. Because that's when I feel like, as soon as I sleep with them, I feel like it all changes, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. And then I found one day I got a DM from this person.
Okay, tell.
Because I love, like,
I'm dying to know now.
it's like so weird, you know, because like she's like this mega star. You
We
know?
can cut her name if
yeah,
you want to tell
we
her.
can we can just beep it.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys after.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
But she's like this huge thing, and she's so beautiful, and she's wonderful, and I've always, she was always the woman of my dreams, right? Like I loved her. She was always awesome. Yeah. And then it happened. Everything I ever wrote down happened, right? And I learned so much. We were stuck at the pandemic together, learned so much from each other. We text each other every single second. And I thought this was the one. And I was like, wow, it's finally going to happen for me, you know? And she's been married. She had a kid. And I was like, that all these things don't matter. She was older than me. And the weird thing with me is like, I always love someone older than me because I feel like my maturity, I was always forced to be to grow
older
up
than you are.
Yeah. Like we're gonna travel.
You're very emotionally mature.
Mm-hmm,
thank you.
You
so
really
much.
are.
Yeah, but I'm an empath too. You know, I'm very empathetic.
You're very aware.
Yeah, I have to be.
Yeah.
And I feel everything around me.
Yes.
You know. So yeah, I thought I fell in love, and it didn't happen. It was a good breakup, but
How long ago did you guys break up?
like it was like on and off to like 2022, 21,
Mhm.
end of 21.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just weird, you know, because I'm still looking for love, but it's weird because now like you start to like want certain tendencies in other people.
Right.
And
Yes.
you start to look like, is their kitchen dirty?
So my question
Like-
for you, because I can relate to you in the sense of like, I thought I found the one,
Yeah.
you know, and whatever. And so, and we've been broken up about the same amount of
Yeah,
time.
you have.
And so my question for you is like, did you just immediately believe like, well, I'll find someone else? Or, because for me, like, even to this day, sometimes I'm like, I just don't know if I'm ever going to feel that way again or find that again. Like, it's hard to imagine getting that twice.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that? Like, are you optimistic about finding somebody else and that just wasn't right and it didn't work out for a reason? Or like, what are your feelings on
I just think like, well, you're lucky. I think you're super lucky to even have found it.
Mm.
that? I know. That's what I'm saying.
You're so
So it's like,
fucking,
if
you're
you
blessed.
found it once, like, how do you find that
Yeah,
twice?
I think I found it 2 times too.
Really?
Yeah, because I was in love with my high school sweetheart, you know, and she was my first everything. I think that you shouldn't go to the grocery store when you're hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and you shouldn't jump into a relationship when you're lonely.
True.
And I've been after her, I was in 2 relationships, and I felt lonelier with them in my bed
Oh, I
Mhm.
bet.
than when I was alone. It sucked. I don't want to force it ever again. I want it. I'm look, in LA, I make a lot of people uncomfortable when I start talking about God. There's 2 things that.
Not me.
Really?
Okay, good. There's 2 things that in LA you scare people off. If you ask them for money, you talk about God. 2 things you run.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I can see
They
that.
run away,
I
man.
can see that
Yeah.
for sure.
They run away.
Absolutely.
All right, stoners, this week's episode is brought to you by Lola V. And if you're not familiar, Lola V is Jennifer Aniston's brand new hair care line. Avi Jen has set the standard for shiny, healthy-looking hair. It's become her staple, so I'm so excited to try her products. I know for me, like, I put my hair through so much, you know, coloring it, traveling, just everyday stress, hormones, aging, like you name it. So I'm always looking for a new hair care routine. What I really love about Lola V is that it's cruelty-free, it's vegan, no parabens or glutens, no silicones or sulfates, all really great ingredients. And they have a whole lineup. They've got the shampoo and conditioner, plus an intensive repair treatment. And then they've also got the glossing detangler and perfect leave-in, which these two products are so key for me. My hair is so baby fine. It's so hard to untangle after I shampoo that I always want to be so careful not to break it. So if you guys want to check out Lola V, we're giving you guys 15% off of your order. So unlock Jennifer Aniston approved hair at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code STONED at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with promo code STONED. Please note you can only use one promo code per order. Discounts can't be combined. And after you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
I love to give. I'm a giver. But you also got to be careful for the people that give too much.
1,000,000%.
Because what they're doing is they're giving you all these things because they're like trying to empty out all this shit on you, you know? But yeah, I think that I'm going to let God, no matter what it is.
I say, let go, let God.
Yes. Whatever happens next for me is going to happen. I've been doing music since 2010. My first album went #1. I've had 9 gold records. I've had platinum records, and I'm still nowhere where I want to be. I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly trying to I'm barely scratching the surface.
Yep.
I love what I do. I love my nephews. They're the best thing ever. I have 4 of them, and I think one of them gets special treatment because he's the first one, and he looks like me, which is so weird. But it's the best. Having nephews is the best. You get to play with them, chill with them, and then give them back.
Totally.
And I love, I just feel like I'm their dad because I pay for everything, right? And I can't wait to have my own kids one day, but there's so much amazing shit happening in my life, right? My family's alive. Everybody's chilling. I got my nephews. I'm doing my music. This next Brooklyn Cowboy thing is so fucking weird. 2020, when I told people I want to do a country pop album, they were like, what? You're insane.
Yeah.
The world's burning. What are you doing? And I was like, yo, but this is what I want to do. And they're like, eh. And it's crazy because 2015, when I did the 80s album called 1984, because my parents got married in 1984.
Wow.
I made an 80s album and dropped it 2020, and then everyone was doing 80s music.
They were.
And now I did this album in 2020 and I'm releasing it in 2024. Everyone's
hopping
Louis
on the
Vuitton is
country
we're
train.
all.
It's so true.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were just
man.
talking about that. How everyone's trying to hop on the country train right now.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
It's having a massive moment.
Yep.
That's what I love about following you, because I feel like Ralph Lauren is my dad, basically, because I just he's my everything.
Yep.
He's my motivation. He's everything to me. And just being tasteful is Ralph Lauren, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what you are to me. I feel
Oh, sweetie.
you're so fucking dope.
You're so cute.
Everything you do is motivational for me.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
like you said,
Sweet.
you're not all the way country, but you sprinkle your shit, your
Mhm.
sauce to it, and you do it your way, the way
Mhm.
you dress, the way you take your pictures, the way you do shit. To me is fucking awesome because it motivated me to be like, you know what? I don't need to do it this way.
Right.
I can do it this way and be
Yeah.
cool and do it my own way.
Mhm.
And I
But
think
that's what's tough about country music
Yeah.
is the country music world. It's almost like they're afraid to let outsiders in or to let change come in because I think the country
Absolutely.
music just in general, I think it's afraid to let people change what it is.
Mhm.
But it's going to happen. It's inevitable,
Yeah.
And I feel like when Old Town Road came out, not even when, the remix came out, when Lil Nas stepped onto the scene, everybody wanted to shut him out
Yep.
Yeah.
because it was different.
Yep.
And it
Yeah.
threatened what country music is defined as. I don't know if you remember, but a lot of people talked shit about it when it first came out and
Yep.
red carpet interviews at award shows and whatnot. But, even though they did all that song still changed country music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And people have continued to do that. People like Jelly Roll. And I think change is inevitable
It
and you
is.
can avoid it. You can try to put it off, but it's going to happen. And I think change is a good thing.
Well, I was going to say, without change, there's no growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they need to grow,
Mhm.
and
100%.
open
I agree.
doors. And it was the same way back in the 90s.
Mhm.
And, when your dad came on the
I
scene,
know.
people shut him out.
Yeah.
Now,
What? Because he had Reebok on? Reebok
because
on?
he had
It was
on Reeboks. And he
they were
didn't,
like,
no.
no.
And so they shut him out, and I think it really hurt country music for a while.
Mm.
Like Nashville Music Row was like booming, and like a couple years after that, it was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And country music really kind of went into a lull at that point.
Mhm.
And I think now it's like back and bigger than ever.
I agree.
But I do think, again, songs like Old Town Road did really open the door for people now to really start accepting and loving
Mhm.
that we have this kind of mix now that's
Mhm.
just not
Yeah.
completely country.
Totally.
It's just so much more inclusive.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love that you said that,
Yeah.
And I was just telling you before the cameras came on, like Jelly Roll. I saw Jelly in 2021. We ended up linking up. Always been a fan of him. We've always supported each other. And we linked up in Nashville, and I was walking the streets with him. It was like people knew him like as a local. Like, hey,
Mhm.
Jelly,
Yeah,
what up?
people
He'd be like,
know him
hey,
for a while.
guys.
Mhm.
It's like a big star character. Yo, what up?
Yep.
He was so sweet. And he broke the code, I say, because him and Chris Stapleton.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because for a while, especially coming in, you're in the music business, and you have daughters in the music business, and it's like I dislike how they made a window. If you don't get on by this age, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like Jelly just said, fuck that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Watching Chris Stapleton,
Well, he's been doing this forever.
For
exactly.
so
and
long.
just started to get the notoriety for Traveler,
Mhm.
right? Like that's just when people started appreciating him. But he's
Yep.
been in the Steel Drivers and done music forever.
Yeah. Background
So,
vocals.
Yeah.
He's done a lot.
It's so crazy.
You're right. And I think those guys are what motivates me in music right now.
Mm. Also, like, I just think Chris, too, like, he's so undeniable.
Mhm.
I know.
I
Oh
mean,
my
he's
God.
just like his songwriting, the way he performs, like, there's
His
just everything
voice,
about
his
him.
vibe.
Yes.
He
My
just-
favorite part is how he loves his wife.
I know.
I just can't take it. Like,
that would be me. Like singing to the people I love, like
Yeah.
pointing
you
them out.
can see how much he just
Oh, yeah.
loves her and respects her. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is just so beautiful. But I also love it that Chris is like talking about smoking weed in his
Mm.
songs, and
Yeah.
something that so many country artists won't do because, they're
Mhm.
afraid their fans will get mad or whatever. And I just think that anytime people are truly authentic, that's the artist that you love. And I just think authenticity is everything.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I told you, like, I didn't want to be claiming that I drink or do drugs.
No.
If I don't do it. I'm happy. I'm proud of it. I told my mother I was never going to do it, and I
Yeah.
stopped it. And I want to be the face of like non-alcoholic drinks.
Hmm.
Like, how cool would that be to be the face?
Well, I feel like people being sober from alcohol, it's like a thing right now. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't drink. And
My
have
husband.
like Dom's a great example.
Yeah.
He completely quit drinking. Really, when you guys started
When we
dating.
met,
Like,
Really?
when we met, he was drinking.
It is the trend, but like I find myself, I feel like there's so many people that have said I'm sober, I don't drink, whatever, that like I have a couple meetings this week, and especially with music people, my first, thought is, well, let's grab a drink. Let's go grab a drink.
Yeah.
But I've had to start saying
Yeah.
like, do you drink? I forget. Like, please remind me if you don't.
Yeah.
We can totally get coffee.
Yeah.
But like, it's really become a trend that people aren't drinking.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that too, and I respect that you're doing that, and asking people, hey, do you drink? Because it just feels weird.
Yeah.
But shout out to like Death whatever for like making people feel like they're carrying a
Oh,
beer.
I know.
Liquid,
Definitely
Liquid Death.
yeah.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Genius.
yeah, like that's cool because it's like, yeah, you don't feel fully out the circle, you
Oh,
know?
Right.
I know. My husband, it's so funny. He's always like, "Ugh, I'm so boring because I am so like
Sober.
sober,
Yeah.
and
he drinks the non-alcoholic beer.
he
though.
does. He does love
Yeah, me
non-alcoholic
too.
beer.
I had one of those on my boat.
Yeah.
But
he's a good guy for
I
that.
feel like he also has a lot of your tendencies because when we met, he was drinking.
Yeah.
And really, like 1 month in, he said, I want to be the best man I can be for you, the best version of myself, because that's what you deserve.
Yeah.
He quit drinking. He's never drink ever
See, that's
again.
real. It's like a lot
Yeah.
of people talk, but it's like,
Yes.
stop the talking.
Mhm.
Just and he's always like he goes, I hate being like I'm sober and I'm like
Yeah.
I'm judging you. I'm
Nah,
not.
Fuck that.
And so it's just like He is sober, but he doesn't talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool because some people feel like when I tell them I'm sober, like as if I'm saying I'm better than you or something like that.
Totally.
And I'm not. But it's like also like, you know, some people don't like, when I was smoking weed, I never liked smoking weed by myself.
Mm.
I only like doing it with friends.
Socially,
But
yeah.
socially, I'd be like, yo, but I found myself calling people like, yo, what up? We sparking up.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd smoke and drive,
Yeah.
which is terrible. But that's all we did in Brooklyn. We smoking and driving and doing all these things. But I just feel like I wasted a lot of time, but I also needed that to happen to experience that.
Mm.
But
Do you feel like you have an addictive personality?
yeah, hell
for sure.
fucking yeah.
See, I don't. Like, I can have a drink out and like not touch it again for weeks.
That's
I would
good.
absolutely
I can't.
never drink alone. Like, I don't know. I just don't have that. But like my sister,
Yeah.
she is very addictive personality. So
Yeah.
for her, she's like, I just can't do that. So I'm just not going to do it at all, which is
Yeah.
so great, you know?
I'm that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm that way. Everybody thinks I'm a cokehead because when I go into fucking parties, I'm the life of the party. And I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm dancing.
Me
I
too.
am always so impressed with people that can have that energy.
Yeah.
You know who else is like that is Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
He's the life of the party.
Yeah.
He does not drink.
I
He
didn't
does
know
not,
that.
He is so yeah.
Really?
Like I remember I went to Stagecoach with him and Camille one year,
Yeah.
and we were out at Neon Carnival, which is at like 3 a.m, and he was acting crazy. And I thought for sure, I was like, he has got to be on drugs. And Bobo was like, no, Gronk's sober. They don't drink.
Oh my
And Camille
God.
too. I was like,
Wow.
they don't drink. They were the life of the party. Not
See,
one
that's what
drop
I'm
of
saying.
alcohol,
It's like-
nothing.
Everyone's like, yo, what are you on? Give it to me.
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, life.
life, baby.
Here's some lemons.
Honestly.
Huh?
See, honestly, I feel like that all the time too.
Yeah, it's like
You
a
know,
good
I'm like, we
feeling.
get to wake up today. Yay.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know?
But you feel everything.
Yes.
You feel everything. And sometimes some things you don't like. Like I'm telling you, man, when I have people are like, yo, what do you feel weird about that person? It's like, yo, my energy with that person is not matching.
Mm.
And I just need to go because I feel it. When you're on
Mm.
drugs and you're doing all that, you don't feel anything. So you think everyone's your friend. But when you're sober,
It's
you
so
fucking
true.
feel the
Mhm.
shit.
Absolutely.
Like you got to start paying attention to your body. Like the one thing that I do after I meet someone is when I walk away, I sit down in my car for a little bit and I because you know how they say that your body keeps score? Like
Mhm.
your body's telling you what the fuck you just met.
It's interesting.
I am I can read a person like that.
She can.
I don't know why or how. And sometimes I'll just feel it. And like this person might be in one of my kids' lives for 3 years,
Yeah.
but it always ends up I was right.
Always.
Always.
Your mom always points out your fake friends before you do.
I
I'm telling you.
literally like
True.
I just read people and I don't even know how, but
Oh,
I do.
man. You know what? My mother was right about every single person, every single girlfriend. She was always right. It's so scary.
I know.
It's like y'all know everything.
We do. I don't know how, but we
Oh,
do.
my
I know,
God.
it's so true. Like I
Dude.
hate admitting that she's always right, but like she
No,
really
she's
usually
right.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like that saying, point your friends out, I'll tell you who you are. Like,
Absolutely.
it's like they know what is going on, but I don't know. Like my mother calls me when I have anxiety. So I suffer from anxiety.
Oof.
So does she.
Like bad.
Mhm.
No.
My chest, I can't breathe, I bug out, I freak out doing shows. Like I only probably became a musician because I can't watch the show. Like
I
I need to
love
be
that.
on stage.
Yeah.
Because I can't be in the crowd. I get
So what is your outlet for that since you are sober? Because like for her, the weed helps her anxiety.
Yeah.
So much.
Which I also know people who that has the opposite effect. But what
Yeah.
is your outlet? Like what helps you
my
when you're
mother sprayers.
experiencing it?
My mom, I call my mother. I'm like, hey mom, I'm going through it. And she's like, give me a second. And she just like prays for me on the phone and I calm down. And I know it sounds corny, but they work. They fucking work. And I'm scared because, you know, it's like the thought in your mind that we're not going to have each other for a long time, right?
Mm.
Forever.
Mhm.
And what am I going to do? I don't know.
Don't even get me started or I'll start crying because I was so scared to lose my mom. Like terrified. It was my biggest fear ever and it
Me too.
happened during COVID.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And
How'd you cope with it? How'd you handle it?
I literally for a minute like really was not okay. And I still like this is the funniest thing is like I haven't really I shouldn't even say this, like had a cold or anything since my mom passed. And like I'm so terrified still to this day of like my mom just made everything okay. And it was because she was the most godly woman I could have ever, like the fact that she was my mom and I was adopted.
Yeah.
So I was a mistake and a reject too. But I just literally got put into the arms of I'm not like
An actual angel.
like an actual angel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just had the most beautiful childhood that you could ever imagine. My parents loved each other so much. And they met on Monday, got married on Friday, and were together for 30 years. And he passed away.
Wow.
And my mom never took her ring off, never went on another date. And she was only 50.
Mhm.
He died at 63. They were 13 years apart.
Damn.
But like, she was a literal angel that just, if I was coming unglued, she would come. I don't care where I was, and just be with me and just pray. And it was the one thing that would always make it okay.
Oh man.
And so when she passed away and I did that, like I pretty much, I like, we just talked about it on Call Her Daddy. Like I broke down.
Yeah, as you're speaking about it,
Yeah.
my jaw's locking because I feel I feel what you're saying.
It was like unbearable because
Yeah.
and a lot of it was fear of having to go through anxiety or if I literally get a cold and my mom's not there, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna freak.
Mhm.
It's so crazy.
So
It's-
thank God I have my like
Wow.
girls and my assistant Caddy.
Yeah.
And like
You're
honestly,
so lucky.
I have like so much love and I do have such amazing kids. But like I thoroughly understand you. Like
Yeah.
it is losing your mom is just not okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and I pray to God that I have her as much as possible.
I was really
And
lucky.
you did a great job, by the way, because I love your kids. I love Brandi so much.
My
And
kids are
she's such a
amazing.
sweetheart.
She is.
And you did a great job,
Thank
especially
you.
in the world that you're in, you know?
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
Very.
People don't understand how difficult being in the entertainment world is until they're in it.
Yeah.
And it does give me anxiety.
Do you feel like you've like found your people in this world, in this
I
entertainment world?
I'm
Because I think that's
finding
hard to
them.
do.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. I don't trust anyone
Mhm.
except
Yeah.
for my sister. She's my sister. God forbid anything happens to me, everything goes to my sister. Because she is the rock of the family. She takes care of my she's the oldest. She takes care of my mom, my dad. She got her kids, and she makes sure everything's on point. For a long time in this business, I've been screwed over.
Mm.
And a lot of people, you know, I do all genres. I am a worldly artist. Why am I a worldly artist? Because I lived all around
Well, I
the
was gonna say
world.
literally, yeah.
Yeah, and I love all kind of music.
hmm
And I always wanted to be a cowboy. I always said I wish I was a cowboy.
I was gonna ask you like where that originated from. Like,
From watching American TV.
Okay.
I didn't speak English. So English was my fifth language. And it was so strange how I fucking loved watching cowboy movies with my dad.
Wow.
Because it was the only channel that worked. You'd put the hanger in the back of the TV and,
Yep.
and like keep punching the TV until you got the picture. And it was like a cowboy movie, black and white. And you didn't understand shit that they were saying, but it was the only film I could watch. Because growing up, to me, it was like being rich was being American,
mm,
right?
interesting. Yeah.
You have soda in your fridge, which was crazy. If I met you and you had Coca-Cola in your fridge, yo, you're popping, right? Like,
Poppin', but
you're
that's the worst
so
thing ever for
wealthy.
you.
like it's terrible for you, but at the
I
time, it's like,
know.
are you able to eat McDonald's? Wow.
That's so crazy.
Like, hold up, you have a machine that makes ice cubes? Wow. Like, I would be
Wow.
mind blown.
That's
you know?
crazy.
Mhm.
Because like where I come from, we stay on the floor until one of the neighbors threw their sofa out, and then we bring it inside the house. So I came from this life of wanting to be American. And I remember the only American I knew that was like me was John Belushi. He was Albanian like me, and I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I have a tattoo of him inside my arm.
Oh my
And he looks like my uncle. I tell people he's my uncle. I was at the Chateau the other day, by the way. Freaky, like dark ass place. I can feel all those energies.
Oh,
like
yeah.
so many people died in here.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
I know it's crazy,
That's
right?
crazy, yeah.
Some in there.
But
and
there's something also that I love
She
about
laughed.
it.
I
love
me
it.
too.
I-
What?
you know.
Yo, why are you me?
I literally, it's just crazy.
You're like my twin. It's like crazy.
Oh, I know.
I
It's
love
like,
you.
ooh.
Seriously, you are my twin.
I
Like,
mean, it's weird, right?
it's so weird. It's like once we locked, we're
I
like
know.
felt like we knew each other
I know. I
forever.
feel
You
like
guys are
we
too
are
good.
very, very, very much alike.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm
You-
not saying
I
that.
know, me
I
either.
feel like a
No,
connection.
me too.
Because like I'd say that shit too. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking
I'm like,
scary,
guess who
but I
dyed
like
my hair?
it.
Ooh, I love it.
I love
like,
it.
it's weird. I'm like,
but that's the shit.
yeah.
I love that shit. Like, I'm not paying for a haunted house $100 unless I'm getting
No.
stabbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some crazy shit needs to happen.
It's
Chateau is so scary, and I
know.
love it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I'm like,
love
who
it
am I going to see?
too.
So I walk into the wrong room,
Oh.
and it's Kanye. And I'm like, holy shit.
Whoops.
And he's like playing the shit on the screen. It's the vulture shit. And everyone around is just wearing black. And they're all like dark. I'm surrounded by ravens.
Are
And I'm
you
like,
for real?
Yeah, at the Chateau. And then my friend, I'm like, oh shit, I know him. Because I met him at Stagecoach, my friend. I go up to him, I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, I don't even know my
You're
friend.
like, I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not even supposed to be here. It was the weirdest.
And it was silent,
And no, he was playing the video.
and everybody else was quiet.
And everybody else was quiet. And I was the only one wearing like white. I had this white cool shirt that I just got. I had like little like cool fucking shit in the front. I'm gonna show it to you. And I was like the only one wearing a cowboy hat, Bottega
yeah.
glasses,
Mhm.
wearing with Prada. Like I had like a bright energy in the room. And everyone's just looking at me. You know when everyone's doing drugs and you're the only one, like
Oh, yeah.
there's like an angel sitting next to them watching them. I was the angel watching them. They're all like, fuck, man, go away. They're all like a bunch of demons in the Chateau. You know, I come into people's lives and I bring light, and I like to make people feel concern free. No matter what their problems are, they're going to forget them while they're with me, or let them give me their problems. You know, like when I first came out to LA, I had no money. And I hear the story all the time, but a lot of these people be fucking lying. Like, shut the fuck up. Stop me trying to say, like, I don't say the story for people to feel bad for me. I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. I got a therapist recently from like, he does the chain smokers and shit. And he was like, there's a lot of pain in your eyes. Like when you talk, you smile. And I'm just like, motherfucker, that's what I do. Like,
Me too.
I'm happy.
I'm
like,
happy
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Just because I'm smiling doesn't mean
Uh-huh.
that I haven't gone through
Oh,
shit.
absolutely.
You know what I
Sure,
mean?
of course.
See, a lot of people think people don't have feelings because they get hoes.
Mm.
And it's like, like,
It's too good.
like,
It's
like,
too good.
I have feelings.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I came to this fucking place. I would pretend to sign up for the gym just so I could shower. I would fucking pretend to sign up for Scientology for their bagels in the morning. Like, I had to be doing all this fucking crazy shit in LA and run around and be friends with all these rich people. I've had so many fucking dinners where I would go like an escort with people where
dead.
they'd pay for my dinner and I'd
That's insane.
survive that
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean? I came to LA, I wrote songs, and I had to survive. And I had no fucking money. And my mom would call me and I tell her, I'm by the pool, I'm chilling. No, it was not real. It's not.
Wow.
And everyone's fucking past is not rainbows. It's not. It's not so colorful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or is it a colorful past? I don't know. But the shit
It's all
is
about
like,
perspective.
yeah, I've done so much shit to survive is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you know, and
But it's made you who you are.
100%.
You know,
100%.
and so that's why I would almost say it is colorful, because it made you who you are, and you love who you are, right?
Yeah, I love who I am, and I'm continuing. And
We like who you are.
I want people to understand that I'm not an overnight success.
Mm.
I don't come from money, and sometimes I wish I did because my
Yep.
life would be so much easier. But it's okay because I'm planting a seed that I will not enjoy the shade, but my kids will, or my family will, and I hope they fucking enjoy it, right?
Yeah. But like, even if you did grow up as a rich kid or
Yeah.
whatnot, then you might not have achieved your dreams the same way. Like,
You're right. You're
I feel
right.
like everything happens for a reason, and
I give props to the rich kids because what the fuck? You have so much, yet you still wake up every day motivated to do something?
No,
What?
well, most of them don't.
they don't.
I know most of them don't, but the ones that do,
Well, true.
because then because people say things like, you know, like when she becomes the biggest DJ in the world, and
Love them so much.
everyone's like, your dad or your mom or whatever fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, eat dick because
Seriously.
I still had to like bust my fucking ass. You
Yeah.
have no idea, like,
And, like, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And, and sometimes that worked against them even in some
Mhm.
ways,
Yeah.
and made things more difficult. I think it's a, completely double-edged sword.
It
you
is a
know?
double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And like I always said, like, you know, when I was younger and in my 20s, I was in a band and wouldn't use my name because I didn't want people to just automatically know I'm a Cyrus and then have an assumption about me
Yeah.
or whatever. And but now in my mid 30s, like I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck it. If it helps me, then let's use it, baby. You want to put
Seriously.
Cyrus on the billboard? Go for it. Like whatever it takes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that's like you mature and like
Yeah.
you change your perspective a little bit. And it's like, all right, well, if I have to take the cons of this, which are the assumptions, the judgments, and all that, then I'm sure as hell going to take the pros that come with it if I got to
Yeah.
deal with all that too, you
Yeah.
know?
But also don't forget that though your last name is Cyrus and all that, don't forget who you are. Because I just feel like you know, a lot of people would imagine and be like, oh, like they're probably an asshole.
Mm.
And you're like the sweetest person in the world. It's like, that's who you are. Like you don't choose your last name and what you come in the world with. You don't choose these things. God does, right?
Mhm.
So, but you choose to be a fucking asshole. You can.
That's right.
You know,
Totally.
you chose a positive world.
Yep.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
You chose to do your own thing. You
Mhm.
chose to, you know, you do your own thing. I don't think I've seen, like I was at Stagecoach and I looked over at Alicia and I was like, why the fuck isn't Brandi the biggest headliner over here? Because you got all these fake ass country people DJing, but when you got a girl that's actually living that life
Mm.
She does have.
And-
yeah.
is a fucking amazing DJ, that is who should be headlining, right? Because you're actually living this life. And it's coming. But it's
Yeah.
just like,
I mean, here's the thing. I could have fast tracked it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell when people have been like, well, let me just find you a producer that'll make a song. We'll slap your name on it. I don't want to do that. Like,
Hell no.
I want to be part of the process. I don't want to just slap my name on something and call it mine and just to have a song out. Like, yeah, I could have fast tracked it, but I'm doing it my way, and I think my way is the best way.
that is the best
and
way.
my time is coming, and good things are happening.
I think your time is here.
Yeah.
And it's happening
time is
right
here.
now.
Yes.
We're in the present time.
Let's
I
put
feel
that-
that for all of us.
Yes.
I do too.
I'm feeling that way for
Yes.
all of us.
I
Truly.
Because-
love this episode.
I love
Yeah.
hearing your name. Your name's been
Oh,
popping
you're
up
so
everywhere I
sweet.
go. Your face is popping up everywhere I go. It's like, it's so weird because you said that last year.
Yeah,
And now it's like fucking happening.
I know.
Like everywhere I go, I see you now. It's like, fuck. Like
Yeah.
I know.
And honestly, like maybe it's, you know, it's easy to think like, because a lot of other, especially female DJs that are,
Mhm.
you know, on the scene right now, they're really young. And like, I definitely have days where I'm like, well, shit, like I missed the mark. How do I compete with these 23-year-olds? And they're so hot and like whatever. But if I had done this at 23, it would have just been so different. And I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm like smarter now. Like I'm more maturity. Like I don't know. I just feel really good about doing this at this point in my
we
life.
broke and goes back to people breaking the code.
Yes.
Mhm.
I told you that list of Grammys, 38-year-old,
Yeah, totally.
34,
Yes.
40. Music is getting good again.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm happy that you said that. I'm happy.
And I told Brandi, my prom was 36, 37.
Yeah, she does.
Like
say
I
this.
felt like that was even really at like 36 to 42. I
Mhm.
just feel like you have matured
you know
and
who you are.
Yes.
you are completely like that's when I really started feeling even a little more confident about myself was 40s.
Mhm.
But I do feel like really late 30s feels like the time.
Yeah, I feel like you know, like your 30s, you have your priorities straight.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like when you're in your 20s, you just don't know shit, and your
Yeah.
priorities are whack. I'm sorry, it's
Completely.
just true.
Yeah, I look
It
back
just-
at my shit and I'm
like,
embarrassed. Like
what?
the
It's
things I
like-
thought I cared
Oh,
about.
I know.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
crazy.
saying. Like now, like I got my priorities right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think like your 30s and especially like your mid 30s are just like a prime
Yeah.
time for
Me too.
everything.
I honestly think that you're gonna crush, and I just can't wait to see what you do.
We're
Because
gonna do something together.
hell yeah.
So, like,
Ooh.
speaking-
love right now. is
Speaking
gonna
of
come
that,
out. Coming out. Yeah.
Speaking of that, we got to talk a little bit about your upcoming project.
Yes.
Brooklyn Cowboy.
Yes.
Is there a release date?
Okay, March is my first single coming out called Midnight Sun.
Okay.
And I love this record, which I'm gonna play for you guys. Like I said, this whole thing started early, 2019, 20, where I did a cover for Spotify of Nine Inch Nails' "Hurt," which was Johnny Cash,
Love that song.
and I dropped it. Whatever. Then I saw a sidekick. Weirdly, in LA, there's sidekicks everywhere, and I was driving because me and my friends were on a trip to just drive towards East Coast. And we went to see a sidekick. And when I walked in, the sidekick goes, "Oh, it's weird. Johnny Cash just walked in with you." And I was like, all right, this bitch is cracked out. Right.
That's exactly what I would think.
So I'm like, cool. Like, let my fucking friends, like, let them read your palm or whatever. Hurry
Sure.
up because I got to go. I'm hungry too. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
a fat ass. You know, I just love food. Hurry the fuck up so I can eat and get the fuck out of this fucking place. But she goes, just letting you know, Johnny's brother committed suicide and his soul came into your body. And if you don't believe me, it's fine. But that family's going to reach out to you. Something with that family is going to happen. And it was so fucking strange. The family posted my Hurt cover on the wall, and they reached out and they said they loved it. The son and everything said, loved the cover, showed up to my show from what I heard. And it was so fucking weird that happened, that connection happened. And then my first name is Labinot.
Is what?
Labinot.
Okay.
My middle name is Larry. I got Larry when I became a citizen in America.
Mhm.
And Gashi,
Which was when?
I became a citizen
How old were you?
when Watch the Throne dropped by Kanye and Jay-Z. That's how I remember it by albums.
Hilarious.
When,
Like-
so
Like,
when,
that's how I talk to people. I
when
don't give
is
them
that for the
years.
rest
Yeah.
of us?
I don't know what year it was, but you guys can Google it.
So you're
watching
pretty
it.
young.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was young. Yeah,
You were young. Yeah. Okay.
So they gave me. I became a citizen, but even before that, I was in school. I happened to be the only white kid on a basketball team, and they hated saying Labinot.
Mm.
So they're like Larry Bird. Call him Larry.
I'm dying.
Your name is Larry. And
This
I was
is
like,
everything.
okay. So I was like, fuck it, call me Larry.
Okay,
So they'd be
call
like,
me
Larry,
Larry.
pass me the ball. So when I became a citizen, they put Larry on the card, whatever, and certificate, whatever. And I couldn't believe that I became that, and I ignored Labinot my whole life after that. I hated that
Wow.
name. Call me Larry Gashi. Call me
Wow.
Larry Gashi. I always wanted to be American. Going back because it felt like if I told you that my name was Larry Gashi, you would not think I was poor.
Mm.
And I always covered it up, and I was like, I'm Larry Gashi. I'm Larry Gashi. And then they would say things like, where are you from? I hear an accent. And I'd be like, there's no accent. And they'd be like, yeah, I hear an accent because I spoke 5 different languages.
Right.
So your jaw, what happens with your jaw is as you grow, a lot of people say, oh, when you speak to like some Russian people that you meet in life, you'll notice they'll be like, I've been in America for 60 years. You're like, you still have an accent. It's because their jaw grew. If your jaw continues to grow as a child, you're able to lose your accent. And as an adult, you still have your accent forever. You can never get rid of it because your jaw.
Honey,
That's
don't
you.
I know it?
That's her.
So I love your accent.
Interesting.
And so I made it a priority to lose my accent. And then Larry Gashi was my name. I got rid of Labinot just for this year making this album, finding out Labinot meant good voice, which was something I ignored my whole life.
Wow.
And this is the first album where I'm using my voice. I'm not rapping,
Wow.
I'm singing. And I'm singing with my actual voice.
I
Wow.
love that.
So that's what this
And
whole
a
album is
damn
about.
good voice, I'll say.
I love
after
your
I
voice.
mean,
listening. I'm
forget
serious.
it.
Your
No,
voice is incredible.
I was tripping.
I love you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
so
mean,
much.
incredible.
I could not like. It is just like everything I love about music.
Oh,
Truly, like I absolutely. And you know me,
She's a tough critic.
I'm tough, and it's
Really?
not like I love good music, but I just am like. I can appreciate music in general, but I have very few types of music that I will get in my car and
Yeah.
turn on and
Mhm.
just be like, and loving it. And I just feel like what you do is everything I love.
I love you. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Honestly, it makes me feel so happy that you love it. When I played it, seeing you react the way you did
Oh my God.
was like, bam, like that's what I want. I want my sister and her friends to dance to it.
Right?
I want them to have fun with it.
Yes.
I want to play it at a barbecue. If there is kids there, there's no curses.
Hey,
I don't want to curse. I'm tired of it.
I'm tired
of
of it
swearing.
too.
I'm tired of it. It's like the bleeps and all that. Like, fuck,
Sure.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of cursing on my records. I just curse on podcasts now, you
Love
know?
that. Yeah.
And it's like
Time and place for it all.
Yeah. And Molly's the same way.
Yeah, she is.
You know, she was like, I just don't want that to represent who I am anymore.
Mhm.
I love her, by the
You
way.
know, thank you.
I met her. I'll tell you Miley's story. I walk into the studio. I just signed an RCA, and they go, Miley's here. And she's in the back. So I walk into the studio. I don't know. It was like somewhere here in LA. And she's in the back sitting with her manager. And I meet Miley for the first time. And it was the weirdest shit because she was not in the mood.
Oh, no.
She was not in the mood. And they had to tell her to get out the studio because I was coming in.
Oh,
and
no.
And she was not, hopefully she doesn't remember this, but it was so fucking awesome because I learned something that day. Though she was very angry, she learned to not show that to me.
Oh.
And completely like deaded how she felt, turned around, said hi, introduced herself to me, and went about her shit, grabbed her shit, got her people and left, right?
Yep.
And it was like the Beyonce moment to me because it was like, though the all hell is breaking loose in this elevator, once the doors open, you'll never know.
Yep.
Mm,
And that's what a star is.
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Miley
true.
is the biggest star in the world because she was able to do that.
I agree with
And that was so long ago.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was.
And she was so
she
young.
was so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was, everything that happens in your life is to teach you something.
Absolutely.
But you need to pay attention. I wasn't paying attention.
No. But you know what? I think that comes with age.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that comes with age for sure.
Agree.
Yeah. But
But like you said, you make a decision during those moments in your life of who you're going to be.
Mhm.
yeah, but you run into people in LA and they talk to you like the person they met. And it's like, bro, you're visiting the old building. I sold it. I don't live there no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, move the fuck on.
Mhm.
Let me grow.
Absolutely.
I made mistakes. I understand. Like, let me move the fuck on.
Yep.
Mhm.
So yes, I did move on.
Yeah,
I bought
speaking-
myself out of
speaking
my
of growing.
deal. I bought myself out of my deal. I'm independent for the first
I
time.
love that.
And I said to myself, I'm going to change my family's lives. And then hopefully one day have the Gashis feeling like the Cyruses.
Aw.
Have my daughters and have my sons feel amazing. I need to start something that I can call my own. And I started Orca Sound Records. I love orcas. They're my favorite animal.
Wow.
Ooh. What do you love about orcas?
I
Just
love
curious.
them. Here's what it is. In a shark-infested industry,
Mm-hmm.
I am the killer whale.
Mm.
I walk into a room, I smile, I do tricks for you, and I stick my tongue out. But at any moment, I could destroy you.
I love that.
And I play with you before I fucking kill you. And that's what orcas do to sharks.
It's good.
And
I knew I liked him for a reason.
I just feel like I started Orca Sound because when I was at RCA, they kept me in a small tank knowing that I'm a fucking orca. And I needed to break out. So I needed to find somebody who's that little kid who makes me jump over the rocks.
Yep.
And Free Willy.
Mm-hmm.
having a team, really, truly, having a team that believes in you,
Yeah.
it is everything. And it
100%.
is freaking hard to find.
Yeah.
So hard. I went through managers.
Yep.
Like I changed underwear. They
Mhm.
suck.
Yep.
People don't want to work.
Nope.
No.
People nowadays, you tell them to do something, they'll sit there and try to come up with an excuse of why not to do it. When all that time that they used to figure that out, you could have just fucking
Oh,
done
I
it.
know.
And now I have Allie.
Okay, literally too. It's like Molly's like, just why are you telling me no? We have self-driving cars now. Like, come on. What do you mean no?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, but you just got to work to figure it out.
Yeah, I say no. No means you don't know. No,
Yes.
you don't know because it's a yes.
Yes.
Enough. Stop it. It's like nobody wants to work, so you got to build your own fucking team.
This is our
Yeah.
episode of Tisha's soapbox. Like,
That's it.
it's
I
so
know.
You
true.
get it. You get it.
Yes.
You know what it is. It's like you got to hire the people that want to work. The other day, I had to jump over the fucking counter, wrap my own burrito up because he didn't want to wrap it up. And I
Yeah.
was like,
I mean, I've been saying this for days. Like, I've had to do everybody's job for them for like the past 2 weeks, but just with different
Yeah.
things.
Do
I'm
me
like,
a fucking lyric video.
it takes
No.
me longer to explain to you how to do the job than me to just do it for you.
Just do it.
like, geez.
Like,
That's
what
why
the
you
fuck?
started your own label.
That's
Yeah.
why I started my own label.
Yeah.
It's because I found out
Can
that
I tell you that's why I do this podcast?
good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I live my life, I'm a producer, so
Yeah.
I'm, selling shows and all the stuff. And I'm so tired of having someone else get to tell me yes or no.
Well,
No.
that's why I quit my band. Because my fucking label wouldn't let us do shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to ask your permission. You have to green light everything I do. Like, no, I'm
No,
sick. That's why I
fuck
started
that.
DJing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sick of that.
If I was on an RCA, I'd look like I'm late to the country shit.
Exactly.
Like, 'cause they make me
Yes.
wait 10 fucking years.
Oh my gosh, this Miley gets on this kick all the time. She's
Like,
like, I want to do it now,
Now.
not 2 years
Now.
from now.
I
Like,
know.
by
let's
the way,
go.
Miley did the 80s wave.
She
She did the country wave.
Miley is ahead of every single curve. Always.
Yo, when she did that fucking thing, it was like, when I fell in love with Stevie Nicks for the first time. She bodied it.
It's
I
so
know.
crazy.
Even the hair for the Grammys,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, yo, damn, good bow.
Oh.
Yep.
She came through with a whole.
She is always on the forefront of
Do we
everything.
Yo.
need? Do we need to? Do me and him need a spin-off show?
Honestly,
Because I
maybe.
mean, like we may.
I'm just saying,
I've
but
got 2. You can have 2.
a lot of
I
these
think so.
people, a lot of you people at the Grammys were dressed like you have no lights in your house. Let me tell you, you need to get it together. You guys can't fucking dress. Get it together. So I saw a lot of people looking disgusting. And I couldn't believe it. Like, how the fuck do you walk out your house like that? You know what I want to do next year? I want to have my own
love
shit
it.
with a TV screen while they're walking the carpet.
Yeah.
Just judging these outfits.
You and Tish should do this. This is
Fashion
good.
suicide. You
Oh
hear
my
me?
God.
Disgusting.
I mean,
Moving on.
honestly, I can't take it.
Literally.
Like, Joan Rivers is rolling in her fucking grave.
Yes.
I mean, it's out of control.
That was Gashi's hot box episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tish usually gets on her soapbox.
Oh,
aka
I do.
hot box.
I get on it big.
This one
but
was
we're
you.
all orcas and we need to be free.
Yes,
Fuck
we do.
SeaWorld, and we need to
Fuck
be
SeaWorld.
swimming in the ocean with our lives being free and being able to do what we love. It's very important. That's why I did it. And this album, Brooklyn Cowboy, is so important because it's about me finding my voice, dropping this music, and just being free and just not dealing with suits. You wear suits because you can't dress. And
True.
you fucking, you know what I mean? It's like about being cozy. This is the cozy time. It's about doing what you want, doing it with the people you love. And people don't care no more, dog. Drake's dick just leaked. And like, it was only like a breaking
I didn't even
news.
hear about that.
Yeah, Drake's dick just leaked. Like, it was like on the news yesterday for like what, 8 hours? And
The
then people
fact
just
that
move
that's
on. It's like,
news.
what you're seeing is a billion trick pony. Because you need to be a billion trick pony to last in the industry that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Or else you're gone.
Yep.
You need to figure it out.
Mhm.
And that's why I think like it's so fucking amazing when you have artists that are able to switch the genres up. Rihanna's being one of them. I wish she
Mhm.
drops music, but I love the makeup. Congratulations. But like there's only a few artists that are able to switch it up and then their 5 minutes is gone. And that's the world we live in right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I'm
And
glad I'm the biggest Rihanna fan
I
ever.
love her.
I
I love Lana
just,
Del Rey too. I think Lana Del
those
Rey.
are my two faves.
Lana
Mhm.
Del Rey
I-
for me.
There's just no words.
The way she was dressed up, I loved her outfit. People complained, but I love it because it reminded me of Jackie.
Oh,
And
very
Oh, I
much.
love that. Yes, very
And,
much
oh,
so.
it's what I love. It's American. It's really dope.
She is just
Stunning.
to me. She's stunning.
Yeah.
She's just so freaking talented.
Oh,
She has not conformed in any
No,
way,
no.
shape, or form.
Yeah.
She is who she
she's going
is.
country.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I saw her. We were at Muscle Shows together.
Oh, I did see
Same
that.
time.
She just said that. Yeah.
She's fucking awesome. She's authentic. I still remember the first time I saw her music video. I was blown fuck away. Born to Die. The way she sings, the way she looks.
Yep.
She is like, for a while, I felt embarrassed about like the American flag, but the way the media has made it, where it's like if
Yes.
you love the American flag, you're like racist or
Yes.
something, which made it feel very uncomfortable. But like people like Lana Del Rey, when she has the American flag waving in her video, it reminds me why I came to America, why I love America.
Yep.
You know,
Totally.
it's people like you guys.
Yeah.
When I meet you guys and I have conversations with you guys, and it just reminds me why I fell in love with this country, why I love being an American, why I love being Larry.
I love that so much. It's too good.
Oh my God.
I need a t-shirt that says why I love being Larry.
That's
Yeah, happy
amazing.
Larry.
Happy Larry.
Larry.
Oh my God. We
Larry.
have to have happy
That's incredible.
I love you guys so much.
Okay, so no release date for Brooklyn Cowboy?
No, March, we're
March.
releasing Midnight Sun. And then we're going to have I'm still putting the features on my album, but
Mhm.
just be prepared.
Be prepared,
Because
y'all.
Brandi's going to be doing my biggest song on the album called
Gonna
Love
remix
Right
that
Now.
shit.
She's going to be remixing that. That's the biggest song of my life.
All right.
And that's the song that I fought for to get out and have my liberation and be free artist.
And that's the one you played me?
Yes.
Love
I'm
Right Now.
literally obsessed.
That's the biggest song in the world. I literally had every artist on it, and I
Yep.
didn't like it because it just needs to be right.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get dope feature on it, which I have a good idea right now where I want to go. And then when it comes out as the dance song and it's everywhere and you hear it everywhere, Brandi is going to be the reason why you hear that everywhere.
Here we
Love
fucking
Right
go.
Now. Yes.
Let's do
That's what's
it.
coming
I can't
out.
wait.
Well, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was
Brandi.
epic.
I love you
You're
so
an
much.
icon. He's an icon.
Oh, stop. I
Like,
love you. Stop
literally.
that.
Truly.
Well, you guys are icons. You're an icon. You make
I
icons.
mean-
and
Tisha's
you're
an icon.
So
This
thank
was
you so
iconic.
much. This is an
Thank you.
iconic moment. It's the first time I'm wearing boots. They are not Timberlands.
I was going to ask you what they
'Cause
are because
Are
I love
you
them.
serious?
These are double RL, but I don't wear boots because I just felt like it was too much of a cowboy.
Uh-huh.
The Brooklyn Cowboy I got the Brooklyn Cowboy hat.
But
Yep.
with the jewelry and
It
it's
works.
just all working for you.
But I love these because Ralph, obviously,
Yes.
double
Yes.
RL is my favorite brand.
Ah, so
And
good.
I don't wear boots. I always wear Timberlands or Clarks. That's the Brooklyn Cowboy.
I
If
love
they made an
Timberlands.
action figure, Clarks
Hilarious.
or Timberlands, because I have to stick to my New York
Sure.
side.
Love that.
Exactly. Now,
Right.
is the shirt vintage?
This shirt is not vintage, but it felt vintage and I loved it.
I love
Mhm.
it so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It felt really good. I walked into H. Lorenzo and I
I love
walked
it.
in there and I only go where I'm celebrated and not tolerated. If I walk into a store and you give me
Preach
attitude,
it.
I'm out.
Oh, me
Period.
too.
And if I see rich people acting snobby, I'll go up to them and say, XL, please. And I don't work here. Like, fuck off. Now you do.
It's too good.
You are.
He's too good.
I die for you.
That's
I
the
mean,
best
like,
shit.
I'm doing that.
It's
next time.
everything.
Oh,
I'm
man.
serious.
You know what? People in life, you got to understand, people want everything from you. But
I am dead right now.
And
He
this-
kills me.
Tish, I'm telling you, in this world, you'll realize people want everything from you but your asshole. And you'll understand something. If you want a person, you're going to have to take all of them. You don't choose.
No.
Mhm.
You don't choose. Oh, I want this good side. I don't
Nope.
want the bad side. I don't
Nope.
want this. You're going to enjoy the asshole. You're going to
Yep.
enjoy everything about who I am and everyone around you. And I'm telling you, in this life, you have to do what you do. You have to continue to shine and know who you are. And once you know who you are, because for a long time, I was scared. I was scared to come here because I was afraid that I was going to feel like I don't belong here. For the first time in my career, I belong everywhere that God sends me. And I remember when I signed my deal, the person I signed to didn't look at me in my eyes.
Mm.
And I felt so weird about it. And I told my mother, I said, Mom, I just signed to my favorite artist and they didn't look at me. And she said, baby, we don't stare at the sun and yet it still rises.
Ooh.
True.
And if I'm hurting your eyes, then look away, motherfucker, because
Mhm.
I don't got time for it. And if you fucking are tucking in your chains, then you don't deserve to shine and you don't want to be there. So we're going to fucking rock our jewelry, rock our boots, be who we want to be free. And we are living in the fifth dimension. That means there's no judging. I don't do judging. And anybody around me that judges, I stop it right away.
Yep.
It's love. That's all I'm moving forward to. And thank you so much for having me and allowing me
Amen.
that you gave me the greatest love today because you allowed me to be authentic. And that's the greatest love anyone could give.
Yes, it is.
Anyone.
Very true.
I've been preaching that for a while, so.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Yay! Mwah.
All right, back to you commercials. Go over there.
That was great.
So good.
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation and Hopetown Entertainment.